Steven, we are back. We are better than ever with the name of this episode, 2 a.m. in Sweden. We're like 40 minutes off of it, but it's another episode of 2 a.m. in Sweden, aka We Got Next. I'm one of your hosts of this show, Hayes, aka Shifty, with the one, the only at Steven_Springs. So, for anyone that doesn't know, before I get into everything else, one, Steven, how are you doing? Because today is the You Show. I have a lot of questions to ask you.
I'm good. I just can't believe you're awake. I just can't believe you're awake. I mean, my reaction would have been like I wouldn't. This wouldn't be a thought to do this right now. If I was over there, like if it was 2 a.m. for me, like ain't no way, right? That just shows the levels of dedication for our show.
Hey, it really does. But we got to do it every single week because if we don't put this out, then I know Steven does the quick slants, and we're actually going to dive right into that. Before I do, though, I do want everyone to know it's really difficult for Americans to go to the Nordic countries, so like Norway, Denmark, Sweden. They're 6 hours ahead. That's the first thing. The other part is your body doesn't really get acclimated because if it was either Steven texting me or some of my friends like fantasy football leagues texting me, I'm like, why are they texting me at midnight or 1 o'clock? Whole time their work day just ended. So that's the thing. Now imagine this. I have a friend that lives in San Diego, 3 hours behind Eastern Standard Time. So that's a 9 hour difference when I'm trying to factor in like what's going on in the world. So, but these have been my regular hours because football games are on. And when we have an 8 o'clock football game, it legit shows on our TVs Monday, like 2 o'clock in the morning or Monday, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
So, yeah. But anywho, with all that, I kind of want to talk to you, Steven, because I've been out of the loop with some of the games because I only care about hockey over here. Talk about the college football playoffs. I heard about it, but educate me on it. And then also your thoughts on the Big Ten championship game, the Big 12 championship game, the SEC game. I did watch that, but give us a rundown.
All right. So the brackets go as such. Top 4 seeds are Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and Arizona State. The 4 conference winners, and then Clemson won the ACC, but they are the lowest ranked conference winner. They are a 12 seed. And those 4 teams get buys. Clemson, they play number 5 Texas in Austin. You have number 9 Tennessee playing at number 8 Ohio State in Columbus. The Texas Clemson game is Saturday, the 21st at 4. The Ohio State game is the 21st at 8. Ugh, fuck Ohio State. Penn State plays. We are a 6 seed. We play at home, which your boy will be there, obviously.
Okay, yeah,
I will be 100. Dude, I would not. There's
it wasn't a question.
We have a let me finish this and I'll tell you. We play SMU. They're the 11th seed, second team out of the ACC. And then we play Boise. If we won, we play Boise State, and then number 10 Indiana plays in South Bend against number 7 Notre Dame. Winner of that game plays Georgia. But it's the holidays.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
You have I think it was a blessing in disguise that y'all lost.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the easiest path for sure. Texas has a pretty similar path, but whatever. Not the point. So after we lost, the day after we lost Sunday, I told Brooke, hey, we play once I found out, I said we're gonna play on either Friday or Saturday. Chances are Saturday. Like most likely gonna be Saturday. And my plan is to leave Friday morning, go up, see the family, do all that stuff, get in town early, get acclimated. And then we have a holiday party on Friday night. She's like, I guess you're not. I'm like, no. Like, no. Like, no chance. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not like, this isn't a discussion. I am telling you, I'm going to the game. No matter, and I didn't know what time it was. Yeah. If it was like an 8 o'clock game, maybe, I'd leave Saturday morning, but it's not. It's noon on Saturday. No. And I'm supposed to go up and see my family for Christmas after that. But in the event that I can't get up for weather or whatever else, I'm gonna go spend the day with my family, kill two birds with one stone,
That's good.
go see a game. I got a ticket. I'm good. Staying with Jay Hill. Shout out to the homie.
Shout
Like
out.
it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like this was already on. This is
Yes.
already on tap. This is already on the menu. Before I said, I texted him when the season was over. I was like, bro, I need you to secure me one ticket for the playoff game. Done. Um.
Hmm.
So yeah, told my wife, no discussion. I'm I'm going up. Um.
Yeah.
But it should be good. Like Oregon got a tough draw. They're gonna either play Tennessee or Ohio State, which that would have been that would have been Penn State. Had we beaten Oregon, which that game was, it was exciting. We only lost by a touchdown. Um, but we shot ourselves in the foot a bunch of times with penalties in the first quarter. One of the least penalized teams in the country, and we had two personal fouls in the first quarter. Can't do that.
Hmm.
Um, Turned the ball over twice, bad interceptions. Drew Aller, he had some incredible throws, made some like money throws, like NFL throws, but can't throw picks against Oregon. One of them was basically a pick six. They scored the next play. The other one was with under 2 minutes left in the game. We had two timeouts, so that didn't go well. But I like the way we played. Like, did you see any highlights or anything of the game?
I did. I was able
Okay.
to pay attention to a good amount of it.
So,
Had it on the plane.
yeah, so we played well. We can compete with anybody in the country. I think we can beat anybody. Like you can't make those mistakes against a team like that. You can do it against Minnesota. You can do it against maybe Northwestern, Purdue, and whatever. Not the number one team in the country. And by the way, Oregon is really fucking good. Um,
They are. Yeah.
they're probably gonna win it all. I think Dan Lanning is really
He's up
really setting
there.
that program up. But they play Ohio State or Tennessee first. So, it's either a rematch. So that'll be in the Rose Bowl. So either, you know, a rematch with Ohio State. And we all know how Ohio State season ended against Michigan, or they play Tennessee, and, you never know. Um, so winning the conference actually was, hurt them a little bit because they have a tough route. As for unlike Penn State, so but it should be fun. Should be a good time.
Hmm.
And
So
and
that was,
and really quick,
yeah,
um, I've said this a ton of times. Those games at the beginning of the season that are like Georgia versus Texas, whatever. Those games should never be played at neutral site. All games should be played at on campus up until like these playoff games. You're gonna have home playoff games in Austin, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, State College, and South Bend, Indiana. Like
insane.
four prominent college towns, and it's gonna
Yep.
be, you know, the hotel prices, ticket prices are through the roof for a game like this. But like again, State College, Austin, South Bend, and Columbus, Ohio, like four major college venues for the first round of the playoffs in the first year. Probably couldn't ask for more than that.
Yeah. So that's honestly something that I'm looking forward to. I was a little annoyed that I had to watch in and out of the games, but I said I'd rather sacrifice this past weekend and then next weekend I get to actually see any of the games that end up happening. It's tough to explain to the Swedes about it because they're kind of a little delayed. I'll tell you about that in a second because you'll find it funny. But being able to see these games, this is what you honestly look for. A lot of these different teams are ones that's like, finally, we get to see that. The tickets are going to be insane. You knew the atmosphere is going to be insane. The ones that I was kind of wondering, and I'm surprised, SMU. So if you notice a lot of these teams that switch conferences, they're showing you what they are. Oregon switch conferences, they showed you what they are. Of course, you have SMU switch conferences. You see what they're doing, and you kind of forget about SMU being in this conference. And then look at what's happening with the Big 12. Just all the different teams that are in there, because Arizona State, they were in the Pac 12. So these Pac 12 teams kind of look a little legit right
Yeah,
now.
they do. They do. Yeah, wild, right? Like it's not
Yeah,
Alabama. First of all,
you're on mute.
you got me.
You're good.
what I was gonna say was, Alabama fans, don't lose 3 games. We don't have to have this conversation. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you're better than SMU, but like, don't lose 3 games. Don't get blown out by
Mhm.
Oklahoma. So that's
Nope,
all.
that's
That's all I
one
gotta
thing
say
you
about
can't
that.
do.
No.
So one thing for you. Okay, so at every single day when we're at the headquarters over here, I eat with the different people that are over here. They enjoy talking to me about everything American wise. I learn a little about Sweden. And they have a new guy that plays actual American football when he was in high school in Sweden. Only thing is, they get some of their news a little late, but I did not care because the news he knew, I said, you know more than an American. So the first one, he was like, did the Redskins ever change their name? And I was like, huh? And he was like, well, last I heard, like they were thinking about changing. I was like, oh, they changed to the Commanders. He's like, oh, what happened? And I'm like, yeah, my
Oh,
guy,
wait a
like
minute, wait a
stick
minute,
with
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. That's crazy that he did not know that they are the command. So, all right, what else did he? What else? What did he know?
So here's the good thing. And I told him I was like, yo, one of my good friends that I talk to on the regular would be so proud of you. Cause he said, did that big game in Texas happen? Because we started talking about college football. And I was like, big game. He was like, yeah, I heard there's like a big game between two like big schools in Texas. He was talking about A&M in Texas that happened like a couple weeks ago. And I said, you know what? That's pretty solid that you knew that part.
Okay, I guess, because it's super. That's super recent and
Yeah.
relevant to right now. Um, I just don't know how he doesn't like how he knows that, but like the Commanders thing was
Yeah.
like I guess it was just a national story. Like the Dan Snyder,
Mhm.
I guess like not everyone gives a shit about the NFL. Um like it is a
Mm.
$1 billion industry, but like globally, maybe not as big as you think. Um
Yeah.
but that's crazy. He did not know. He's like, did the Redskins change their name yet? That was what, like
Yo,
4 or 5 years ago?
yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
know. Oh my god.
So
Did you name drop anybody? Like, do you know who X, Y, and
so
Z
he
is? Like,
knows
does
who
he
Patrick
know?
Mahomes is.
He does.
That's like but that's an obvious one, and of course, they know about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So the notable ones
So,
they
do
know
they know?
about.
So obviously, I'm assuming they know who she is, but they don't know who he is.
Not
Like,
really.
in
No.
terms of they just know about him. Like, they know who Taylor Swift is.
Yeah, so they know who Taylor Swift is, and
Do
then
they
they're
know who
like,
he
"Oh,
Travis Kelce is? Like,
they don't
other
know
than like
him."
because of that, right?
They just say, "Oh, her boyfriend plays football, right?"
Okay,
And I'm
that's fair.
like,
Okay,
"Yeah, we can
yeah,
call it that."
right.
Yeah. So that was the
That's
other thing that ended up happening. And then we started talking about, oh, they talked about prices. So for anyone that doesn't know, over here, mainly in Denmark and then also especially Sweden, they use the Swedish krones. So Denmark has their own, like the Danish krones, and then Sweden has theirs, but it's a 10 to 1. So one American dollar is 10 of their Swedish krones. And so we were talking about prices, and they said, yeah, I heard that it was like 100,000 krones for the A&M versus Texas game. So for anyone that doesn't know, he's essentially saying it was $10,000. I was like, yeah, if you're crazy, it's $10,000. But most of them went for 10,000 krones. That was what it was, aka 1,000 US dollars.
interesting.
But it's always like cool talking to them because some of the stuff that they don't know. Of course, I'm not going to go political, but of course that was the big thing that they wanted to talk about, the election. And we
Sure,
were like, we're not about to go down that rabbit hole.
sure.
But the other
Um,
part, because I brought up the NFL and stuff, I did want to kind of dive into different things with you from the weekend that did happen, and also kind of going into next weekend because we're getting super close to the playoffs at this point. So, what were some of your takeaways from this previous weekend, especially when you end up seeing how good Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley are?
I think Barkley, unless something dramatic happens, I think he's probably the MVP.
Hmm.
Because like I get how good Lamar Jackson's season has been. The Ravens are 8-5. Like that's not an MVP season. Like your team's got to be
Hmm.
10-3 right now, or 9-4 at worst. It's like the Heisman. Like your team shouldn't you shouldn't win it if your team's 8-4, 9-3, shit like that. But I think Saquon, and he's on pace for like 2,100 yards. Like
Yes.
he's shattering the Eagles single season rushing record. Like he got it on Saturday.
Yep.
He still has 4 games left. He's got to average like 121 yards a game the next 4 games to break Eric Dickerson's single season record. Which, like, let's say he has a big game this weekend. No one's talking about it right now. But if he gets another, like, if he is like a, and they play Pittsburgh. I
Yeah.
don't feel good about this from a Steelers fan perspective. I think this is one of
No.
those games where, like, it's either going to be really close and the Steelers eke it out, or the Steelers get fucking dominated in Philly. And I could see that happening more so than them eking one out. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, yes, I do think Barkley is MVP. He's putting up crazy numbers. Josh Allen's right there. Man, I was watching that game, the Bills game.
That was a
And what?
that was a game. Yeah.
It was. I really wanted the Bills to win that game because of how good Josh Allen was. Like he had 6 touchdowns. He had 3 passing, 3 rushing. And it's not like all the rushing touchdowns were like, at the goal line. Like he put in the work. They're just there, and that was a terrible call at the end of the game by McDermott to run the ball. To run the ball with 3 timeouts left, and he didn't score, so they had to burn one. That was a great game as well.
Yep.
Dallas, terrible loss for the Cowboys. Finally, the Bengals win a close one. Jamar Chase is nuts, dude. He's best receiver in the league, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Him and Jefferson. The Jags beat the Titans. Fuck the Jags, though, right?
Fuck the Jags every single
Every
week.
single time, bro. The Lions still look good. The Lions
Doesn't even
are
matter.
rolling. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, this was a good week. Speaking of the Eagles, they eked one out against the Panthers, bro. Crazy,
Yeah, that was a game. Tell me about it.
crazy.
So, I want to run through all the games super fast and then we'll do a quick what you got. So, the first one is the Rams against the 49ers.
Rams.
So, I'm going with the 49ers in that one. And that one's the 49ers are banged up. Like they don't really have people. Their season essentially I don't
Tough.
know who's going to win that division.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chiefs Browns.
Man, I'm picking the Browns.
Okay.
This is that game. Every team loses the game they definitely should not lose, and I think this is gonna be that game for the Chiefs. Somehow the
Yeah.
Browns. Where's that game at, by the way?
It is in Cleveland.
Ooh, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
I like it. I think
Yeah.
Jameis is gonna
So,
have 5 touchdowns
I would
in
not be
4
surprised.
picks.
Yo, that game,
Yeah,
like he throws the most interceptions known to man sometimes, and it makes
bro.
no
He's
sense
just
at
like
all.
he's just like a creative player, dude. Just like in like the worst way possible.
Hmm. Yeah. Like there's nothing you can end up doing about that. We got the Bengals and the Titans.
Bengals.
So I have the Bengals in that one. The Titans just don't look good at all.
Mhm.
Here's a good one. Commanders and Saints.
I'll probably go Commanders.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the Saints. The Commanders need the game though, for anyone that doesn't really follow this, because the Commanders were on a super hot streak, then they definitely fell off. So kind of seeing how we are right now, Commanders need the win, but I'm gonna just go with the Saints. Taysom Hill is out, which is a bummer just in general that he tore his ACL. Ravens against the Giants.
Ravens. Giants suck.
I got the Ravens as well. Giants, I don't even think they know what they're doing. You could just blow that whole thing up right now, and we'll hope for next year. Cowboys against the Panthers.
Oof. Cowboys need this one after
Hmm.
last night and the way everyone walked off the field and how it ended. I'm gonna
Hmm.
go with the Giants on that one.
So I am
Dude, I
going
got
with
it.
the Pan.
I gotta sneeze right now, but it's not coming out. When it does, it's gonna be brutal, but it's not coming out right now. I'm fucking dying over here. Fuck
So
you.
I I got the Panthers. Jets versus Jags.
Fuck the Jags, bro.
Hey, fuck the Jags. That's all we need to say every time. Dolphins versus the Texans.
Oof. I'll go. I'll go Dolphins.
Okay. So I'm going with the Texans in that one. Pay attention because the top target now in Miami is actually Jonnu Smith. It's not been Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, not even Devon Achan's not even doing as much as you would think he should be doing over there. Um, but so just pay attention to what's going on there. Next one, Colts, Broncos.
Broncos Nation, let's ride.
Okay. So Broncos are not the same Broncos as before. I got the Broncos as well in that one. Probably the game of the week, if not the second game. Bills, Lions.
Oh, gotta sneeze so bad right now, but I'm just fucking dying over here, bro. Bills Lions. Where's that at? Oh, it's in Detroit, right?
Yep, Detroit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Bills. I'm gonna go
Okay.
Bills. Yeah.
So
Yeah, Bills.
Bills need this one, but I'm gonna go with the Lions. The Lions look good, and they're trying to keep up with the Chiefs to have that best record out there. And Battle of Pennsylvania, Steelers, Eagles.
Man, this is tough.
Well, I know who I'm picking.
My brain says Philly. My heart says
Okay.
Steelers. My gut says I'm gonna go Philly.
Okay. Well, looks like we're switching because I'm going with the Steelers in that one.
Okay. I
Um,
really want to pick.
so
That's in Philly, right?
it is, yeah.
What is that? Is that the Sunday night game or what is that?
No, that's just a 425. Only thing people need to
Oh.
pay attention to is AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts are supposedly having issues. I think they're creating some stories. Some of it is probably true, but they love to create a little drama during the middle of the season.
You have to.
So, Patriots, Cardinals.
Cardinals. Patriots suck.
Yeah, I got the Cardinals in that one. Buccaneers versus Chargers.
Chargers.
So I'm going with the Bucks. The Bucks are technically in first place right now. We'll kind of see how that ends up going forward. Packers, Seahawks. That's a Sunday night.
Seahawks.
I am going with the Packers. Packers cannot lose two in a row. Bears, Vikings.
Vikings.
I got the Vikings as well. Last one, Falcons, Raiders.
Raiders.
I got the Falcons. Falcons need that one. If they end up messing up that one, we got a lot of bigger questions to end up taking care of with that. That's all I got over here. Steven, what you got for everybody?
I just sneezed and I feel dramatically better right now, but your boy's been a little ill. The kids finally got me sick, so
Yeah.
gonna go take some NyQuil and call it a night.
Yeah. So only thing over
Wait,
here, I am here.
when
Yeah.
you come back?
I was actually about to say that. Yeah. So I'm here for 4 more days. So actually, yeah, I leave Saturday.
Where?
So noon Saturday. Get this. So tomorrow is a regular day that we have at the office. Thursday, same thing. We're doing bowling over here tomorrow, which will be interesting. Tonight, we had 4 groups of 4, and we did an bartending contest. So whoever's team can make the best alcoholic drink.
Nice.
When I tell you, you go through. So we had whoever pulled the shortest end of the stick, they got it. The worst liquor. So the 4 different ones were there was like a schnapps, there was a Scotch whiskey, there was a bourbon whiskey, and then Captain Morgan. So so those are the ones we had to work with. Some were better than others. My team came in third place. We had the Scotch whiskey. There's not much you can do with Scotch whiskey, and you have pineapple juice, and then you have like egg white and something else. Wasn't great. But Friday, we have a Christmas party, and they say these people get lit for the Christmas party, and they were like, "Oh, Christian, are you gonna get turned up with us?" I was like, "No, you are not gonna see me drink with y'all like that. I might have two, and I'll call it a day because y'all are just." And then next Friday, we have our U.S. Christmas party. You think you're gonna trip me up on either one of these Christmas parties? No,
No,
I'm good.
can't
Like that's
can't
not
have
happening.
that.
Absolutely not. And then next year, we have like a big celebration with all of our companies in Sweden. You think you're going to get me on one of these three? No, try again. So that's all I got. I'll report to you guys next week on how the trip overall was as a whole. Might end up going to Norway or Germany while I'm here. They're all like that. But until next time, we out.
Peace.